Hey everybody, it is time to create the most skillful and sensational summer Shabbos and Shavuot strategy ever. It is May 9th, 2021, and we are ready for some super sexy summer success. I love that alliteration. Bring on the S's. Welcome, guys. And I have some notes I want to go over with skills that are really helping people have consistent weight loss Shabbases. And I'm going to share a few quotes from you guys, people in our group who are having consistent weight loss Shabbases. Okay, so you are going to want to take notes on this. If someone else can handle the chat tonight while I'm talking, that would be amazing. Okay, number one thing I heard from somebody today who had a weight loss Shabbos. There was so much amazing momentum from having weight loss during the week. I really wanted the weight loss Shabbos. Number two, I really focused on breaking down each part of my day. The Friday afternoon, Friday night dinner, post dinner, Shabbos morning, between morning and lunch, lunch to dinner, dinner, post Shabbos, and decided how I wanted to behave in each section of the day. Third person who told me she had a weight loss Shabbos this week said, I finally figured out what brings me joy on Shabbos, and I focus on doing more of that. And when I find myself bored and looking in the fridge, I remind myself, these things make me happy. The list is posted in my kitchen and it gets me out of there. Those are three people in our community who had weight loss Shabbos this week, and those were their takeaways. That resonate with any of you? Anybody who can put your video on, amazing. Definitely want to see it.
And guys, put in the chat if anybody in this group had something that has worked for them, whether it was this past Shabbos or previously that worked, and you need to maybe remind yourself of that. Put it here in the chat so we can think of other things that that have worked. Ricky, I know you've had weight loss Shabboses. What has worked when you? Sorry, I just totally called you out because you just popped your video on. So Lily has more things she wants to discuss, so put it in the chat, and then when you're ready to call on people for different things, then you do that.
Perfect. So guys, put some hearts up. Let us know in the chat if you've had a weight loss Shabbos, if any of those other people's tips for weight loss Shabbos resonated with you. A few things that I want to talk about Shavuos in particular, which is just a perfect example of social eating, celebratory eating, once in a while eating, foods that you don't necessarily maybe making all the time, and this long summer day of holiday. So you can apply what we're going to talk about with Shavuot also to your summers, okay? Number one thing, just look at open my document here right next to me. Okay. Delay, not deny. Who has heard this before? Raise your hand. Let me see you. Right? Delay, not deny. What the heck does that mean? What the heck does that mean? Delay, not deny means that you add and infuse not having something at this second with immediate gratification. What? You can do that? You can. There have been times where you're saving up for an amazing vacation and you walk past Aroma or Starbucks and you don't buy that coffee because you know that $4 is going into that vacation fund. And you are so excited about that vacation fund that not buying that Starbucks feels like a treat, okay? There are times where you haven't wanted to do a workout and you posted in the group that you did the workout anyway, and doing it feels like such a treat when everybody likes and says, yay, you did it. There are so many times when there are things that we are not so excited about doing in theory, like not having the cheesecake every single time it's offered to us, that actually if we mindfully infuse immediate gratification into saying no, it makes it so much more enjoyable to say yes. So what would this look like? On Shavuot, you have the making of the cheesecakes, all the licking of the bowls, all the tasting, all the wafting, all the excitement. Get excited. Don't lick. Get excited. Allow the excitement to build. Delay, not deny. It is human to want these things. Allow the wanting and get excited because it never tastes as good in your mouth as it tastes in your mind anyway. So enjoy how good it tastes in your mind. Get there. And then the first time it comes to you, delay, not deny. Oh my gosh, that looks amazing. I can't wait for the perfect time when I'm calm to sit and fully enjoy what I want. There's so many other things coming. I don't want to like preemptively treat. I really want to get the full experience of what's coming this holiday. Delay, not deny. Okay? Can anybody else put in the chat now or raise your hand if you have experienced successfully delay, not deny, and you found that it has brought you more satisfaction and more joy than deprive, than not denying and delaying your weight loss, right? Anybody successfully implement delay, deny? Go ahead, Jude. You unmuted just for fun. Okay. We have some here in the chat. We found that there are desserts that are more worth it if it's special to me than cheesecake. It's a treat to look forward to. Anybody go on vacation and see that this really worked? Delay, not deny.
If I can combine the delay, not deny with the thing, and we definitely spoke about this last Shavuot when we were going into a 2-day thing, was also figure out what is your thing, right? You're not gonna eat everything, and cheesecake may not be the only dessert that's there. And Alana talks about this in her book. What is the thing that's special to you, that's really worth it? Like, is cheesecake really your most special thing, or is it purely associative? Do you ever have it any other time during the year where you might enjoy it also, or things like that? Like for me, like I just wrote in the chat, for me, I realized cheesecake I like, but guess what? I think I like everything. So something's always going to be like, ooh, I like that. Ooh, I like that. But what's like the most special? I made a rule for myself last Shavuot. If anything, my thing is going to be if it's a chocolate peanut butter combo. Now, I wasn't even home. I had no idea if something was going to be served with chocolate and peanut butter. Lo and behold, my sister made something with chocolate and peanut butter, and then I had it. But I didn't have the other stuff because I said it's only going to be worth it for me right now if that's what it is. So that kind of delay, not deny also is figure out in your head what really is special.
Great. Delay, not deny, a perfect example. Somebody wrote about the sufganiyah on the Hanukkah. Allowing it to be a thing. Of course I can have it. Of course I'm having it. Just I'm not having it right now. And every time you walked out of that bakery, you felt amazing because you knew you were going to have one. You just knew you were going to have it when you really wanted it. And going in with that attitude on these long Shabbos, on these long holidays is so important because now there's kiddushes every week. There's social opportunities. You're going over then to someone's house for coffee and you think you're getting away from the cheesecake in your house. You go to their house and they're offering you their cheesecake. Oh my gosh, you have to try. And it's a bite here and a bite there and a bite here. And it adds up and you end up eating a lot of things that you didn't even want to, that were all from opportunity. Which brings me to the next part, decluttering your environment. Who doesn't feel better after they declutter their house? Come on, be honest, we all feel better. We all feel better when we open that junk drawer and it's not a complete mess, even though we know 2 weeks from now will be a complete mess again. Instead of looking at those kitchen and cabinet pantry videos from Tubi as something you do the first month of your journey, there's something you should have a routine about before every Shabbos. before every holiday. Guess what? I reset my house during the holiday. I found that clutter in my house, physical clutter and food clutter, is the #1 killer to a weight loss Shabbos or to a maintenance Shabbos. It really means a weight gain Shabbos. Okay? Let's be honest. When the cookies are left out after lunch, I am 90% more likely to end up having one that I didn't even want just because I had to deny not to delay it too many times. Oh, I'm delaying the cookie, I'm delaying the cookie, I'm delaying the cookie, I'm delaying the cookie. That doesn't make sense. Think about it. It's like Legos strewn over the floor. Who wants to walk in a living room like that? And guess what? It's not pleasant to your family either, no matter how much they think they love to have the cookies in the cookie jar visible. They really don't. They love to eat the cookies and they like to know they're there. They don't need to see them. Okay? And you can help them to have a healthier relationship with food through this journey, because this is not about dieting. This is about a relationship to food, a healthy relationship to food. So, things to look for to declutter your environment. And decluttering is such a fantastic, empowering word, because the clutter on our waistline, the clutter on our body, the clutter in our tracker is so distracting from what really, as Marie Kondo would say, sparks joy. So I'm going to give 3 ideas for decluttering. Write them down, make a note of them, put them in your calendar. Number 1 is before every meal. I made a rule in my kitchen on Shabbos. I won't prep or bring out food for the next meal unless everything has been reset from the previous meal. So if we're having Kiddush, breakfast better be all cleared away. If we're having lunch, Kiddush better be all cleared away. If we're gonna have a snack or game time, lunch better be 100% cleared away, where there is real clarity. Is there food being served now or not? What is the food being served? Where is it being positioned? Just keeping things clear. And guess what? It makes the day so much smoother. It helps the mess not build up. It helps the stress and the food anxiety not build up. And the third time is around 5, 6 p.m. to really declutter any leftovers. This is what we're having for Sudash Lishit, or this is what the kids are having Saturday night. I'm either eating or I'm not. Where am I going to be after Havdalah? Why is this not planning for after Shabbos on Shabbos? Why is this not something you shouldn't be doing? Well, if it's something you shouldn't be doing, then it's like when the Torah says, hey, don't have guests if you can't handle the work involved. It's actually a mitzvah to not have guests if it's going to drive you so crazy that you resent having them. If you want to have amazing desserts on Shabbos and an amazing relationship with Shabbos and food, it is not preparing for after Shabbos to make sure that you can enjoy through Havdalah, you can enjoy through Motzei Shabbat without losing your love and enjoyment of Shavuot or Shabbat. Mic drop. I'm opening up the floor. Any of that resonate with you? Any of that move you? Any of that spark inspiration of what you can do in your own home this weekend to declutter going into Shabbos and Shavuot? Raise your hand. I want to hear from some challengers. Write in the chat. Hanoch, I'm sure your name isn't Hanoch, but
Debbie.
Debbie, you had something to say?
No.
Just moving around. It looked like you had something to say. Okay, guys.
I turned the AC on.
Okay, who did that spark inspiration? Becky, was that you who raised their hand? Come on, guys. Somebody has got to have.
You know the coaches always have something to say, but you guys must also. Yeah.
Danielle, go for it.
Okay, so we're small, we're just a couple. We don't usually host Shabbat, but it did give me a lot of inspiration to make sure that, like, because during the week we both work so hard, we usually don't clean up. And then during the weekend, we have this whole pile of laundry and dishes and all this stuff. And then you're like, oh, I don't want to do anything. maybe like making like the declutter a part of your daily routine, like making sure you're drinking the amount of ounces of water, you're tracking, and you're decluttering. Like that's what I'm thinking. And then make your Shabbat fun.
Exactly. Amazing. Becky actually also wrote to me that it's not an issue of what you're doing as malacha, like that post Shabbos time. It's only if you talk about it. So if you say, hey, I'm getting ready for after Shabbos, that's the problem. Thank you so much for halakha clarification. Okay, Rena wrote, decluttering your fridge and getting rid of high fat options and replacing them with healthy options. Tidying up before starting the next meal or even a snack is a great tip. Even just asking anything out is just asking to be picked at. Exactly. It's not your fault. If you're picking at food that is out, that is your monkey brain at work. We gotta move away from the monkey brain and take decisive, clear action. Okay, guys, are you ready for the next one? Ready for the next one? Somebody else wants to speak, Ayala? You have somebody else to speak?
No, I just have one thing that your declutter thing made me think of. So I don't know if maybe anybody has put it in this perspective, but decluttering also in terms of the meal itself, right? How many of us know this whole idea, like when we have company, we have so much more food than when we're just us. And let's say over Chag or Shabbos, when they're connected, you're going to be having more. Just like you would organize things in advance, you know, make a menu before Shabbos, make a menu, have it written down, you know what you're going to be serving, really make it clear in your head what is actually needed, even with company or even if it's just you. That's a form of decluttering. And then when you're serving the meal, looking at it again, taking those things out, to me, that really now like spoke to me. It's another form of clarification and keeping things streamlined and clean and clear and not like, oh, last minute, oh, I think I don't have enough food. Unless you just had another family that just walked in, fine. But if not, then trust yourself. You had a plan. Keep it, keep it as it is.
And edit, just like when you're, online shopping, you may put 100 things in your cart. Doesn't mean you're going to purchase all of them. Make a dream list for your menu and then move things over into what'll be this year and what'll be next year and what maybe you want to have for Sudashli sheet sometime between now and the end of this nice long summer. Not every quiche and salad with cheese has to be prepared this week. Okay, number 3, expectation versus desire. We gotta just shut down these unrealistic expectations. I'm gonna be totally fine. I got this. I'm gonna go to my friend's house. I'm not gonna eat anything. I'm gonna eat before I go, right? I am totally gonna have a weight loss Shabbos without having a plan. I got this, no problem. I'm gonna drink all my water. I made lots of vegetables. I'll be fine. The expectation that we're always gonna follow through on what we wanna do doesn't serve you. This is your coach speaking. Lower your expectations. Get rid of your expectations, okay? Instead, focus on your desires. I really want to have a weight loss Shabbos. What am I going to do to make that happen? I really want to drink all my water. What am I going to do to make that happen? I want to have the best, most freeing, not food anxious time at my friend's house. What do I need to do to make that happen? And focus on what you want to do, not on what you expect yourself to do without thinking, not what you expect to happen when you get there. Focus on, if I really want this, I want this. I want to go to her house and think about how you want to feel. I have a client here in our group, just a challenger, and we were discussing that she is so tempted by all the treats. She has a huge sweet tooth. And so we made up this funny game, and she's going to sing the song Yummy, 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 Yummy from Justin Bieber. Every time she sees something that just triggers yummy, yummy, yummy. And guess what? Weight loss Shabbos. Boom. Because it's just acknowledging it's yummy. It's yummy. Sing a song, and it's so silly. You're like, yeah, that's yummy. It doesn't mean I have to eat it. It's just yummy. There's so many yummy things. Lots of yummy things around. I want it. I don't want it. I can make that decision. But the desire, that deep pull of expectation, I can't have it. I'm focused. I want. I need to have a weight loss Shabbos. I'm having a weight loss club. This very firm, tightly wound attitude is not an attitude of deep desire. A deep desire is a focus that is so alluring. It's sexy. Oh, I really desire this. I am so excited to have a weight loss Shabbos. I can't wait for Monday. Shavuos is going to be amazing, but Monday, I am starting this week like feeling like $1 million. I am so excited. And instead of focusing on your expectations of what's going to happen, focus on what you really want. Okay, thoughts that sparked in you, anything that brought out in you. Yael, you look like you're thinking deeply. Jude, you look like you're in deep thought. Bruria, you're in deep thought. Give me something back, guys. I'm throwing my best stuff out there. Come on. Who am I calling on? Bruria.
So, I mean, for me, I think it's helpful to make a plan, but leave it a little bit flexible. Like I like making a flexible plan. So, even with food options, I like to have a number of, make sure I have a plan for all those vegetables so that, I enjoy them on the holiday and have them ready. And, so yeah, planning is great, but also making it a little bit flexible.
Exactly, because you're focusing on the desire to really enjoy all those vegetables instead of getting this expectation, well, I'm only going to have one or two, or I'm going to eat all of them. Leave it just a little loose so that you can be clear on your fulfilling your actual desire of having a full, satisfying, sustainable weight loss holiday Shabbos. Perfect example. Yoni, you and your mom have anything to contribute over there?
I'll throw something in there. Basically, mute yourself because I can hear both of us.
What if you have to mute?
She is muted. You muted, Yoni.
Yeah, they have to figure out in the car.
Oh, okay, fine.
I gotta grab her phone. Basically, I also think going in that, especially we're going into Shavuos specifically versus Shabbos, where there are a lot of people who working by rote and they have their go-to Shabbat veggies. This is an opportunity to be more creative. It's an opportunity to have maybe an added cheese as an accessory on top to kind of make that more exciting for you. Figure out a way to bring more variety into what you're doing so that it's not about psyching myself up to be excited about the veggies. Make them exciting. Instead of it having to be a mind game, figure out a way to bring that variety in so that it's not the same by rote type of dishes you're bringing out each time. And especially now with Shavuos where you have other options, this would be a great time to play around with different types of accessories to throw on top of your veggies.
Amazing. And that's such a great tip because again, it's creating desire versus this very rigid expectation of exactly what success has to look like. Okay, we only got 10 minutes left. So I have 5 more things. I don't know which one to choose. Okay, I'm gonna go with, okay, what do I value? Take a minute before Shavuot and think about what you value. What do you want out of this chag? Is it all about the kids staying up late? Is it all about your husband stayed up late with the kids and you're on duty in the morning with those kids and you're exhausted? Hello, 5-year-old. All the big ones will be up and I will be up at 7 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning with a 5-year-old while everybody else sleeps, getting them out of the house. And so what I'm doing in that part of the day is super valuable to me as to how my holiday is going to feel. If you do dessert first, which I know a lot of families do, they barbecue and they do dessert first. So they have their cheesecake. You're not dessert first. Make sure you had a good breakfast. First thing you want to put in your mouth is not dessert, okay? So be aware that even if that's the value that you guys are doing in the family as a shtick, doesn't actually have to be the first thing you put in your mouth that day, okay? If you enjoy and you really value staying up late and you eat to stay up late, Make sure you have lots of fun teas and hot chocolate and decaf coffee with milk in it and other awesome things to be drinking so that you're not noshing if you're staying up late. Figure out what you value out of this holiday, because it's probably not going to revolve around food as much as you think it might, as much as you get so obsessed about food. And then you can just navigate the food much more simply when you really focus on what brings you actually the most joy in the holiday. Okay. Oh, good. Okay, we have 7 minutes left, and I'm gonna look through the chat. I want to hear from you guys questions about your Shavuot. I really want you guys to take this time to ask us questions about real scenarios that you're looking forward to, that you're looking at and you're not sure how to navigate, or you want to celebrate that this call sparked a strategy on how you're going to navigate those things. Okay, let's hear from people. Yeah.
Right. Guys, do you have something to say, like, or who put in thought? Like, I know we discussed this a lot a couple of months ago when we all put a lot of thought into Purim, and then Shabbos came right after, and all of a sudden we kind of like got caught off guard by a Shabbos that seemed normal. So this time it's a little bit opposite. We have Shabbos and a Shavuot right after. So what can you plan, or like Lily said, declutter, or I loved it, you know, your whole section, Lily, about expectation versus desire. It's not one or the other. There's going to be something else. You're going from Shabbos into an Erev Chag into a Chag. So taking even what Yoni said and trying new recipes, also think about making yourself maybe a little bit less work of thinking about cooking, and use the opportunity for Shavuot lunch maybe to have fresh salads where you're not cooking then Erev Chag, but you can put them together then during the day because you have the vegetables available, you know, and as opposed to complaining about, oh my God, so a heavy meal after a heavy meal, keep things fresh and light, and not necessarily everything has to be cooked and heavy. So use all these things.
Cheese plates, yes, great ideas. And remember, go look up Alana's Instagram video of how to make the perfect cheese board. 2 vegetables for every other thing on the board. Okay, I'd love to hear from Judith or Renat or Rena or Talia Katz or Sarah Friedman or Ariella. I don't know who Alstein is, Talia, any of you. I'm gonna start calling on people. I know you guys are gonna celebrate this holiday. So you tell us, what are you gonna do to make it successful? Or if you haven't figured it out yet, how can we help? Okay, Talia, are you able to speak? Definitely making my cheesecake recipe again. Awesome. Share the recipe that you like. Yeah, go for it, baby.
Hi guys. I'm actually going to my sister-in-law for Yontif, and I'm in charge of bringing all of the baked goods and the challah and everything. And instead, I think, say hi to my whole entire family's in the car. And instead, I think I'm going to bring a vegetable platter, a spinach kugel, like green beans. I'm going to make my breakfasts in advance and bring them along with. So this way, like, I don't have to like impose when I'm there and like ask them if they have that stuff. I just like have what I need on hand, you know?
Mm-hmm. And how are you going to talk to them about then that they asked you to bring all these sweet treats and desserts and challah? Are you going to give that to somebody else to bring, or are you going to pick ones that don't speak to you as much? What's the plan?
So I actually decided I'm not going to bake them because I feel like if I bake them, then I won't eat the batter. So I actually ordered for my friend baker, and I ordered things that I don't like. So they don't like tempt me.
Amazing. And again, like really, and Alana's cheesecake recipe really is amazing. If you want to make that just for yourself, Talia, her Mother's Day cheesecake cups are phenomenal. You could bring those for yourself or for anybody else who might be interested. Renat or Sarah or Ariella or Talia, Becky, anybody have a Shavuot? Becky, go for it.
Okay, so on the topic of Alana's cheesecake recipe, I have to say it's actually been life-changing for me. It has, I have started, I'm actually making it right now because I just pre-bake it in 8 portions and have half a portion at a time, like with breakfast. And it has satisfied my sweet tooth cravings on a daily basis in a way that was like very surprising. It tastes like chocolate mousse, which is like my favorite thing, and is, you know, Ayala talked about if there was like peanut butter and chocolate, like for me, it would be if there was a chocolate mousse. And it has allowed me to feel like I'm having chocolate mousse every day. So anybody who hasn't tried the
And she's
recipe,
had a great weight loss.
I skipped the top layer. What did you say? And I had a weight loss week. I had my first weight loss Shabbat ever in, you know, 2 years of TV.
Wait,
So
Becky, just to clarify for everybody, which cheesecake are you talking about?
there's the triple cheesecake,
The triple chocolate
chocolate
cheesecake
And
from the
cheesecake
you
Mindset
lightened it
membership.
up.
recipe.
You lightened it up,
For
and
my,
you tried it the first time and it was not a weight loss for you. So how did you then tweak it to make it super amazing for you for weight loss?
so I'll say that I leave off the top layer just because it's not necessary for me. The top layer is coconut milk and melted chocolate chips. I just skip that and do the other 2 layers. I split them in, I take her recipes for 4 portions. I split it into 8 portions. And every day I have a regular breakfast of veggies and eggs. And then I have that with my breakfast. And it's like dessert, but it also has my FFC. And you can freeze them. So I'll make 1 batch, get 8 at a time. It'll last the whole week. I put a bunch in the freezer and just take them out as the week goes on.
Amazing. And so you took something that did not work for you as a breakfast by itself, as the recipe said, wasn't a weight loss, and it left you hungry too early, and you added more protein and veggies to it and figured out how to get everything you wanted. And sometimes that might happen if you love the mug cake, and maybe at a certain point in your weight loss, like to get to the next 10, it's not working, just divide it up into less portions or tweak the recipe. I did that with the Shakeology mug cake. Loved the Shakeology mug cake, but at some point I switched from 2 tablespoons of almond flour to 1, and an egg white instead of an egg. It's still delicious. It came out perfectly, and it was worked then for my weight loss. So be open-minded, be curious, investigate, desire weight loss this Chag, desire a Chag that fulfills you deeply in your values. Love you guys. 2 bunnies rock. And share your takeaways in Team Thrive. Share in the Facebook group. This is your community, and it's only as good as your engagement. We love you guys, and have an amazing week.